Welcome to the Culturally Distinct Podcast. This is your boy DJ KO. Thank you guys for tuning back into the show. Yesterday we had a pretty good interview with some of the people that you guys was asking questions about. I'm glad you guys sent the questions in to us. And keep sending them questions in to us. Keep subscribing. Keep telling a friend to tell a friend. We got some good content coming up. So today is a special show for the show today because I think it's something special and something good within our culture. We have the only person that I know, a black person, black company that distributes water and owns the water in the Houston area. I think that's the only company I know in the world. So today we have the CEO of the company, Mr. Marquis Forge, and the name of the company is called 1186. Welcome to the show, brother.
Well, listen, appreciate you. Thank you for the opportunity to, invite us onto your platform because we take all these type of accolades and opportunities very serious. Mm-hmm. And you spoke a lot of truth, and I want to thank you for making those confirmations.
So before we even get started, before we even get into it, because I know I'm excited about this, I want to know exactly where you're from, first and foremost, and where did the company originate from?
So I'm originally from Alabama.
Okay.
Matter of fact, I still stay in Alabama. The company is located in Alabama.
Okay.
So there's a small town in central Alabama right outside of Montgomery. A lot of rich history. That's where I was born and raised. And this part of Alabama it's got a little small nugget.
Okay.
A little small town called Otagoville, Alabama. It's about an 8 square mile town. And it is blessed, highly blessed, with a very high penetration of artesian water.
Well water, right?
It's artesian water, well water, but what it does is make it artesian. The water flows to the surface under its own power.
Oh, wow.
You don't need, so if the power go out, you lose power, water still come to the surface.
Wow.
And so our artesian well is one of the largest that you can find in the area. And it flows 60 gallons per minute.
Wow. Okay.
And I don't even know if your viewers or many people understand what that means. 60 gallons per minute.
That's a lot of water.
That is 12. Listen to this. That's 12 5-gallon pails of water per minute. A minute. And
this is consistent.
Free flows.
Wow.
It free flows.
Wow.
It free flows.
Because I know I'm familiar. I'm from Louisiana, and my grandmother is from a little small country town right outside of New Orleans, and when we was going there for the summers, we used to take showers and everything in this water. And it was like, I wonder why this water is so soft and it lathers and it tastes so good. And they used to go, back in the day, they used to go out in the woods and actually they had an actual well, where they pumped the water out the ground. I was like, wow, I thought this was the only place they had that.
Here it is. A lot of wells, you have to pump them or you got to use some type of mechanical device to pull the water.
Correct.
Well, when you have an artesian well, the artesian well, it flows just like the same way that you find oil in ground. Once you puncture that ocean of oil, it's pressurized, and it gotta release,
right?
And it comes to the surface on its own power.
Okay.
Well, our artesian well is the same way. Don't need any power. Once you puncture that aquifer, the water comes to the surface on its own power.
So let's talk about the business of the water.
The business of the water.
How did you even get into that water business?
So listen. First of all, I'm not that smart.
Okay.
The only thing I can take credit for is being a obedient servant of God.
Okay.
So I made a promise a long time ago. I ain't gonna tell you how old I am, but I made a promise a long time ago. When I left this small town, I graduated valedictorian of my class, and I noticed that people would leave, and they would leave, never come back.
Oh, they're not
coming back.
No.
They go adopt a new city,
right?
And say I'm from this new city. But anyway, it was just on my heart to say, if I go off and be somebody, I don't care how much of somebody I would be, I wanted to always remember where I come from. And I made a promise during that speech that I will not forget where I come from. And in 2015, September 2015, God called that promise to fruition. I had opportunity to come back home. We had a pioneer in the town to pass away that was a mentor to me. Came back home and visit the family. And we had a great visit. And as I was leading, I will make the story short as possible, but as I was leading, God changed my life.
Okay.
At a stop sign. He told me to go visit another gentleman that was a mentor to me as well. And I went to go visit him, didn't know why, but as I was visiting him, he was just pouring his heart out to me about how bad the town was, how bad off the town had become.
Right.
And it just came to me and said, okay, this is my opportunity to help out. Maybe give a $2,500 check, $5,000 check to help out. And I asked him, I said, hey, what can I do to help the town? And I kid you not. He points at me and smiles. He said, you can run a water bottling plant.
Oh, wow.
And I said, his name was Mr. Ward. I said,
prophesied it to you.
He said, you can run a water bottling plant. And I said, Mr. Ward, I'm an engineer by trade. I work in the automotive industry. I'm a quality engineer. Been that since 1997. And with that being said, he petitioned to me. He said, hey, you got to help us out.
Mm-hmm.
This is it. I'm at the end of my ropes. Mr. Palmer passed away. That's who you just went and came from seeing. He said, we got to pass this baton on. And I kid you not, we had a very small water bottling plant there in Otagoville that I hadn't had any water from. And it was just a hobby. It was a 1,500 square foot building. And he wanted me to open it back up. It had been down for a very long time. And the gentleman that owned it, he was paralyzed from the neck down. He was involved in a very bad accident. But long story short, it didn't work out.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't work out. And I had got real excited about it. And after about 4 or 5 months, his POA, power of attorney, said, hey, I'll sell you everything for $4 million.
Okay.
$4 million. I told him I can buy the whole town and the houses in the town for $4 million.
Right.
So
he had this distributing going on already.
No, it wasn't in it. It was just a small shed of a building. It was a water plant. It was, you can call it a water plant, but it was a very small 1,500 square foot.
$4 million.
Wanted $4 million for it.
Man.
And so I said, no. I said, I'm not going to do that. Matter of fact, I'm good. And with that being said, we debated for a couple of days, and one night we was on the phone, and he said, you think you so smart, build one.
Okay.
And I said, I was pretty upset. I will speed the story up, but 18 months later, my colleagues and I opened up a 22,500 square foot, brand new, state-of-the-art water bottling facility that has an annual capacity rate of 80 million bottles per year.
Wow. Y'all make the bottles.
Yes, we do everything.
Y'all put the water into the bottle.
Well, listen to me, back up. We own the land.
I got the land.
We own the well.
Okay.
We dug our own well.
Mm-hmm.
And we own it.
Okay.
Which has excess of 110 trillion gallons of water in it.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
So that's from a geology report from the University of Alabama.
Okay.
Then we own the building, 22,500 square foot, brand new building. Then we have multi-million-dollar bottling line equipment, and we bought brand new.
Distribution also?
I'm gonna get there. We blow our own bottles.
Okay.
So we blow the bottles, fill the bottles, cap the bottles, all in one machine. Nobody touch it.
Okay.
Label, we control our own labels.
Right.
And on top of that, we are distributed within Alabama by Budweiser.
Okay.
Budweiser come to our door and pick up our product.
Oh, wow.
And distribute it out through different stores within Alabama. Outside of Alabama, we control our own distribution.
So all right. So basically, this is like a monopoly in the water game.
Well, it's not. I ain't gonna say a monopoly. It's just it's a different tone.
Okay.
It's a different tone. It is a different product, and it's a game changer.
Absolutely.
It's a game changer.
And it's black owned. That's the game.
You better believe it.
It's black owned.
Now, with the name of your podcast, how does this 1186 add to the culture?
Thing is, with the culture, it exceeds it. Because the name of the podcast is culturally distinct, so it's distinctions within our culture. So that's definitely a distinction within our culture.
So, and what I try to tell people, and they be like, "What's so different about 1186?" I said, "I'm gonna tell you this right off the bat. We're not a white label company.
Mm-hmm.
We did not use our label to put on another bottle. You would not find another 1186 bottle because it belongs to us.
Right.
On top of that, guess what? The name belongs to us. Thirdly, is that we control our own destiny.
Mm-hmm.
If we don't want to ship, we don't have to ship. No one can come in and say, hey, your brand getting too big. We ain't got no room for you.
Right.
or you need to, go by our beat.
Right.
That's not the case.
It's used 100%. 100% is yours.
Yes.
Roll
yes.
with it.
And our partnerships we love our partnerships. Our partnerships are a godsend.
Mm-hmm.
We are distributing water throughout Alabama through 13 Budweiser houses.
Okay.
Budweiser don't come to your door.
Oh, no, absolutely not.
Budweiser ain't gonna come to your door. We got video. You can go online and you can go on our IG page, 1186, spell out 1186 water, on IG and Facebook. You can see Budweiser trucks pulling in and out.
Wow.
Pulling in and out. They picking up 38,000, 16 bottles at a time.
Wow.
2, 3 times, 4 times a day, 5 times a day. They picking up water every day.
So the name 1186, what does that mean?
That's one of the best questions you can ask. So after we found out that we had one of the purest water on the face of the earth,
Mm-hmm.
A private lab specifically told us that our water 10 times better than anything they had on file in the last 35 years. That's what they told us. They said, man, you got some liquid gold here. You need
Absolutely.
you need to figure out how to put it in a bottle and run.
Right.
And so we was on the phone one night with our partners, and they was like, hey, what do we call? What do we name the water? And I told them, I said, hey, God ain't told me yet. This is a divine thing for us. And they made a joke. They said, hey, you need to be asking him. And so, true to the fact, I was praying one night and studying, and I asked God. I said, hey, what we gonna name this water?
Okay.
And he responded. He said, how do you study the Bible? And so my answer was one chapter at a time.
Right.
And I had a bottle, and they gave me some rules of engagement saying that it can't be too long. It got to be in front facing. Can't only be so long. The name. It can't be too small. So I was like, one chapter at a time is too much.
Mm-hmm.
And so then God don't just give you things like that. You got to work for him. And I said, oh, I got it. I pulled up Google. I ain't gonna say I pulled up Google. I pulled up an app, and I said, how many chapters in the Bible? And the app came back. Not how many books, but how many chapters.
Chapters.
It came back 1,186 chapters.
Okay. Oh, okay.
1,186 chapters.
Oh, okay.
So I said 1186. So the next day, I got with the team. I said, hey, guys, I got the name 1186. And they was like, hey, that's pretty neat. That's pretty cool. And my partner, Kelvin Brickhouse, he was like, is it 1186 or is it 1,186? Is it 1,100? I said 1186. He said, well, that's not 1186. He came up with the idea of spelling out 11.
Right.
So that we can have only a couple versions of saying 1186 or 1186.
Okay. So I take it you're a preacher.
What? Why would you say that? You think I'm a preacher?
Well, preachers always look. This is one thing because so the funny thing is this: my grandmother is the evangelist and my grandfather is a bishop.
Okay.
So grew up in this. But one thing that preachers always do.
Okay.
And I'm closing. 45 minutes later, and they close. So.
Oh my goodness! You're calling me out.
So let me ask you this. So earlier in the show, you was talking about artesian, the types of purity, I guess, in the water. So what are the types of purity in water?
So think about water as a pyramid.
Okay.
So the water industry is in a pyramid. At the bottom of the pyramid is what we call value water.
Okay.
Value water is like your cold, just your value brand. I don't want to call no names, but your house brand in these different stores.
Cheap. Your cheap water.
You grab the bottle and it sings to you once you squeeze it, crackle and pop.
Right. I got you.
All of them got the same bottle shape. All of them is the same top, the whole 9 yards.
Right.
But they are very inexpensive, what we call co-pack, white label, whatever it may be. So at the bottom, you got value.
Mm-hmm.
That water range from anywhere from $2.99 to about, $4.99 a case.
Correct.
In the middle, you got mainstream. Is pretty much reverse osmosis water. And when I say reverse osmosis, they took the water from maybe like a fire hydrant or a city source, brought it into their plant,
filter it,
reverse osmosis. That means they pull everything out of it, and then they also put back in their recipe.
I got you.
A lot of water, if you look on the back of it, mainstream water, I don't want to call no names, but some of your big boys, your Nestle's, I am going to call it because people need to understand this is the educational part of it. You got Nestle, you got Aquafina, Dasani, you got Poland Springs, you got Zephyr Hill, you got Arrowhead, you got all these different brands that Nestle own.
Okay.
That's their mainstream water and some of their value water.
Okay.
So those brands run anywhere from $4.99 to about $6.99 or something like that a case. So now you go to what we call ultra premium. Ultra premium water. It has the least amount of volume, but it has the highest profit margins, and it's like an exclusive class.
Okay.
So we're talking about Fiji, we're talking about Icelandic, we're talking about Voss. Most of the ultra premium water, what make them ultra premium, they are from one source.
Okay.
Like Fiji water come from the Fiji island.
Right.
You can't get Fiji water anywhere else but the Fiji islands. Evian come from France.
So this is not filtered. It just
comes. No. This is
and they put in the bottle and go with it.
They use the minimum FDA requirements to protect the customer, but this is no reverse osmosis. This is no man-made anything. No electrocution. Whatever it is, the pH is of that water, that's what it is. If it's a mineral water, it's a mineral water. It is what it is. That's ultra premium water.
Okay.
So if the water comes from multiple sources, it's man-made.
Right.
It's very hard for it to be in ultra premium section.
Okay.
1186 comes from one source. We don't touch it. We don't change the profile. And guess what? It has profiles and properties that is almost second to none in the ultra premium game.
Okay.
And it's domesticated.
So are you guys it's here. So are you guys in local places? Like we're in Houston. I know you said the company is from Alabama.
Yes.
So do you guys distribute to places like in different states?
Yes, we do. So here in Texas, especially Houston, San Antonio, Austin, Killeen, we have been authorized by the mighty HEB.
Okay. Oh, yeah, okay.
So we ship water directly to HEB. And right now, currently, we're in over 115 stores within HEB.
Oh, okay.
And then also we have some on-premise accounts that we talked about, maybe earlier, Bar 5015, Adore, Atomic Bottle. We're in Urban Social. I can name so many of them. I don't want to name drop a lot of them because I forget all of them. Greasy Spoon up on the north side. We're in some spas, drainage, wellness spa. We're in some salons, some barbershops, the Spot. We in some gyms, muscle heads. It's just everywhere.
So let me ask you this. So most of those places you named, if not 99% of them, they are all black. Is that intentional? To not distribute only, but make sure that black establishments have the water?
Well, it's not intentional, but it's a validation process.
Okay.
So if you're trying to put money back into your community,
yes,
you're really trying to filter the money back into your community and you're trying to help the culture grow. You can't do it if you have a mixed pot of different varieties.
Okay.
And so just like the water being in Otagoville, it's intentionally placed in Otagoville because we want to put the people of Otagoville back to work.
Right.
And have them exposed to something they ain't never been exposed to. Never been exposed to. I'm not knocking any other brand. I won't do that. Everybody have a preference. Everybody have a choice. But if you're going to drink ultra premium water and you're going to pay for it,
right,
the proceeds are going back to the country you paying into.
I got you.
Those proceeds are going back to France.
Right.
Those proceeds are going back to Norway, going back to the Fiji Islands.
Yes.
They're not staying here in the States. So you can be bougie all you want. you can drive your Ferrari and your Lamborghini all you want, but you're not helping the culture grow.
At all.
You are depleting the culture. So when you pull one of those bottles out and you say, "Oh yeah, this is me," I'm talking about we got to start learning to support our own and be more resonated with what we're doing versus just going out spending.
Right. Well, what's funny about that? The reason why I found out about 1186, I was at one of those establishments that you named, and one of the bartenders, she was telling me about the water, and I was like, so what's so different about the water? She was like, because it's black owned. I said, what you mean it's black owned? She's like, a black man owns the water. I was like, really? I said, that's interesting. So everywhere place that I went, I seen 1186. Then I went to the store. I said, I got to reach out to the owner of this company. I said, that's dope. Because the thing is, for a young man like myself and some kids that's growing up, instead of saying, well, I want to be a doctor, lawyer, whatever, I want to own a water company.
I want to own a water company.
Because it's possible.
It's possible. It's real possible.
Okay.
So that's where we are. And I'm going to be honest with you. When you reached out to us, we got a busy schedule, but, I love the opportunity to tell the story. Please come out and join us. Please come out and join us on this Good Water Tour, because not only is it being validated, the city of Houston gave us a proclamation.
Okay.
Making August the 3rd, 1186 Real Artesian Water Day.
Oh, dope.
And this week, we are celebrating 1186 Day.
Okay.
And it's been a long-going opportunity to go out and partnership with the people that has had our back and that is selling the water and that's partnering with us, and to tell them thank you.
Okay.
To talk to their customers and tell them thank you. And the whole 9 yards. I can't say thank you enough. Even right now, I just want to tell you thank you for allowing us to come and share this story with us. And, hey, I don't think this should be the last time.
It's not.
I think that when we, in the town again and we got a little bit longer session or whatever it may be, get some questions. I know you're going to get some questions from this. So let's make it happen.
So let me ask you this before we get out of here. What do you have coming for the city? I know you told me you have 1186 Day coming. Is there anything else that the people need to know for as with the 1186, and where could they find 1186? Also, handles, websites, where could they find the water?
Most definitely. So first of all, website, spell out 1186water.com. You can find out everything about us on the website. Also visit any of the social media platform. 11, spell it out again, 86 water. That's on all the social media. Please follow us, get them to follow us. And then more importantly than anything, go out and petition to some of these retail stores, especially HEB. Go out and petition to some of these on-premises accounts. Black owned, white owned, it doesn't matter.
Yep.
The water is not a black water. The water is clear.
Correct.
It's clear. So it's for everybody, for every culture. It's for every color. But for the culture, for being an African American, we want to be proud of what we're doing. And right now,
Absolutely.
I think I know that God has blessed us tremendously to be proud of something that we have and how we can grow. 1186 was here before we got here. It's going to be here after we leave.
Absolutely.
The only thing that we're trying to do is to make sure that when we leave, people still call it 1186.
I got you. So you guys, look, go out right now. Right now, while you looking at this on your phone, go to HEB and make sure you get 3 or 4 cases of the 1186 water. I'm going to get some when I leave here. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. If you have any questions, make sure you hit me in the DM. Make sure you hit Mr. Marquis up. If you have any questions, that's 1186 on Instagram, correct?
Yes, 1186 water.
Spell 11 out, 86.
Water.
Water. Thank you, guys. First of all, thank you again for coming. Thank you guys for tuning in. You guys be blessed. Much love.
Thank
Peace.
You. All right.